All right, so hello guys. I hope you can hear me. We're about to start in 5 minutes. Let's give people time to join us. I am happy to see you guys here. I see we have Dennis, Felix, Joseph, Kinywa, Joseph Mwangi, Murithi, and Shix. So it's nice to have you here. My name is Rich Benson. I am a student at Dikut, and probably in the few minutes that we have, I'd like people to introduce themselves, maybe at the chat section, or if you're comfortable unmuting and telling us whether you're a student, whether you're a developer, where you're joining us from, and what you'd like to learn in these sessions. Or if you're comfortable, you want us to hear your voice, you can unmute and tell us.
So,
Yes, Joseph, we can hear you.
okay, my name is Joseph Kinyo. I'm a student at the CUT.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you, Joseph. Oh, you have something. You can tell us more.
So for me, on this Microsoft, I'm a beginner. And so let me say that's all I have.
Okay. That's all right. That's quite in order. That's why it's Azure fundamentals. It's for beginners, for developers, for students. It's for everyone to learn and grow in Azure. So I think I've not seen people mention anything on the chat. Just tell us where you're joining us from, whether you're a student, a developer, probably what you do. Feel free to use the chat section.
Okay, also my name is Lilian Wanjiku from Dedan Kimathi. I'm part of I'm the host of the Azure Fundamental Study Group. So I'm going to share the link to register if you have not yet registered. Yeah, you can register for the study group. It's where we are going to be discussing the various paths and modules that you need to go through in Microsoft Learn to understand how to navigate Azure. So like today we are going to create the accounts in preparation to use the Azure platform.
All right, so I think we'll just get started. We are 10 minutes into the call. So I'm going to talk about what the Azure Fundamentals Study Group is about. And essentially, it's training in preparation for the Azure Fundamentals certification. So in a study group, we are going to cover some learning paths in about 4 or 5 sessions. And we sent the form where you could register and tell us when you're free to join in for the call. So we agree that we're going to be having our sessions on Saturdays in the afternoon. So the sessions ideally are to help us understand the various concepts or what Azure entails. So in the sessions, we're not going to be so technical because it's a fundamental certification, and it's just a way for Microsoft to give back by giving free certification exams for students. So Microsoft recently offered free fundamental certifications. This comes in Azure Fundamentals, Azure AI Fundamentals, Power Platform Fundamentals, or fundamental examinations are given for free for students. And since we are going to be having 4 to 5 sessions for this course, we ask that we try to go through the Microsoft Learn pads, and in the WhatsApp group, if you register for the sessions, we ask that you join our WhatsApp group where you're going to be able to see what we are going to cover for each week. And if you've already joined the WhatsApp group, just go to the description and you'll see what you expected to cover for the week. Then towards the end of the week, we are going to, that is Saturdays, probably from 11 to 12:30, we are going to go through the learning paths as a team, and this is to help you understand what Azure is all about. So I think I'll go to the very beginning, what Microsoft Azure is. And since this is an orientation call, I'm not going to be diving deep into Microsoft Azure, but probably let me hear from you. Who could tell us what Microsoft Azure is about, or who has heard anything about Microsoft Azure? Feel free to unmute. This is an open forum. You're free to share your thoughts. You're free to use the chat section. Who has heard about Microsoft Azure? All right, I'm sure we have all heard about cloud computing. Now, who knows how Azure plays part in cloud computing? Just for a hint, Azure is about cloud computing. All right, so Microsoft Azure is Microsoft's cloud computing platform. By platform, they give you services for you to build and deploy scalable applications for your business, for your solutions, even for personal use. So that is Microsoft Azure. You simply get to use over 25 resources where you as a developer, you could build static web applications, you could deploy storage spaces using Databricks and all that. So for these study group sessions, we are going to be covering some of the resources on Microsoft Azure. That is where we are going to be creating virtual machines. We are going to deploy static web apps. And it's actually an interesting sessions because despite learning to use Microsoft Azure, you get a chance to be eligible for the exam voucher. So normally the exams are usually paid for tens of dollars, but with the certification voucher, you're able to sit for examination and get certified as a Microsoft Azure fundamentalist. So on to the very first start. Let me see who has not been able to create an Azure for Students account. You could raise your hand if you haven't created the Azure for Students account yet. Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes, you are audible. I think there were two people who didn't create an account the last time I asked.
Yes, so was it Dennis or Murithi?
Yes, and yeah, yes, even Murigi. Okay, so can we confirm if you don't have an account? Okay, okay, Dennis is trying to create one. So maybe as we are going through the ways to create an account, we can we are we are planning to use one of you as to share your screen so that you can create an account, yeah, with you to demonstrate.
Yes, Dennis, I see your response. I have, for those who are still joining us, I have pasted the link for the Azure for Students subscription at the chat. So, Dennis, are you comfortable sharing your screen so that we can try to see how we can solve the error? Because I do understand that an Azure for Students is let me stop sharing. So we do understand that Azure for Students is sometimes quite challenging to walk through, but I'm going to be sharing the various methods you can use to get the subscription. Also, Microsoft Learn has a sandbox where essentially we are going to be using that if we will not be able to create the Azure for Students account. So the purpose for Azure is to help us practically walk through the hands-on labs that we have on the Microsoft Learn. So Dennis, if you're comfortable sharing your screen. All right, so I can see your screen right here. So I am hoping, Dennis, you have a Microsoft account. Is that right?
Yes, I have one. Yes.
All right, you can click on Start Free. Dennis, I see you're signed in with your, I see an email address. So have you tried creating the account before?
I don't remember.
Okay, so first of all, sign out. We need to sign out first so that it doesn't maybe get errors. Wait, hold on. You're at verification, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's. Okay, sorry. Just sign out.
Okay, we check on this one.
Yes,
Account.
that's the account.
Sign in.
Yes, Vincent, you have something to say? I see. Okay, do you have more?
My screen
Okay.
is dark.
Vincent, I didn't get you.
I'm saying my screen is dark.
So Dennis, you can first log out of your browser, then come back on. Who do we have? Oh, Dennis, just hold on, Vincent. This is.
It's
Oh,
Dennis. Yeah.
this is Dennis. So Okay, just pick the account and let's see where there's going to be an error. Let's see. All right, just proceed. Yes. So Dennis, have you received any verification code? I see a space for you to put in. Just scroll upwards.
Nothing.
Scroll upwards a bit.
Okay. Screen. Here.
Oh, it says the verification code is optional. Just hold on. I want to read what you have. Probably try checking the email address whether you have the verification code yet.
My mail not yet.
Not yet. Check. Have you checked even the spam folder? Whether you could be having check your inbox in the spam folder. In the meantime, Vincent, are you back up? Is your screen visible?
Nothing on that side.
probably it could be the internet you're using, because currently Dennis is sharing his screen. Anything yet?
Oh no, on my side nothing. There's no email address.
Oh,
Email sent to me.
it's okay. Just continue with the verification. Just says what? Identical objects. Just
Yes, I could have mixed it up. Are you seeing this?
I see the error. I see the error. Okay, just hold on there. We'll get back to you, but we are aware that sometimes the Azure for Students portal get some problems. I know with academic emails, they are not really registered to pick up with the account. But I think I'll get back to you on how we can get support on this. But okay, let me first go to Vincent.
Okay.
Vincent, Vincent, if you can hear me, you can unmute.
I was saying that my screen is dark. I couldn't see what Dennis was sharing with us.
All right, so Dennis was sharing his screen so that we can try to create the Azure for Students account. Have you managed to create the account?
Yeah, I think so.
So it worked quite right. You have the Azure for Students account.
Yes.
All right, that's awesome. Is there anyone else who has managed to create the account? Probably you can help us on what was challenging on how you got to create the account with your student email. All right, so I'm hoping apart from Dennis, all of us have the Azure account. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Azure for Students account because you could also get the Azure free account, which gives you 200 USD worth of credit on Azure. So this is going to be essential as we tackle the Azure fundamentals. Though, as I've said, the Microsoft Learn is going to provide you a means to practice some of these things on a sandbox. A sandbox is ideally a virtual environment where you can practice and create resources and also walk through the same environment you have on Azure. So I think I'll pass on to Lillian.
Okay, hello everyone. So also, as we are going through the various modules on Azure fundamentals, we're going to use Microsoft Learn as a platform. So I'm going to allow Rich to share his screen, just the platform, the way it looks like. So Microsoft Learn is a free platform where you get to learn various paths. Let's say you want to get into machine learning and AI, there's a path for that. If you want to get into cloud, there's also a path on the same. Even on specific languages, let's say Python and all. And also in Microsoft Learn, there are challenges. There are Microsoft Learn challenges or like Cloud Skills Challenge, which are held like anytime. You can see them posted on the social media platforms like LinkedIn. Also for us as a study group, we are going to have a Microsoft Skills Challenge, and it's usually good because they have leaderboards, and they also offer gifts. Okay, let me call them incentives. Like you can get a LinkedIn premium voucher, or you can get an Xbox voucher. Yeah, so it's usually very rewarding. Okay, so Ridge, are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I have my screen on. Can you see it yet?
Okay, I think there's an issue on my side.
Let
So,
me stop
yes.
sharing. Let me share again.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Okay, let me join using another device.
Maybe the people present. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So this is Microsoft Learn. So I have shared the link on the chat how you can get to Microsoft Learn. So I'm just going to type learn.microsoft.com.
Okay, the screen is now fine.
All right, so I shared the link on the chat. Guys, you can just click on it. So this is where it brings you to. Lilian, you can proceed.
Okay, so I have like sorted the issue of the black screen. So if in case you're facing the same issue, you can use another. Okay, if you have another device, you can join the meeting using another device, and then you leave this one on as you listen to the meeting. The other one is on with the video working. So yes, so this is the Microsoft Learn platform. You can see it has like Learn documentation, training, credentials, Q&A, code samples, assessments, and shows. So they have a lot of features. And then for the assessments, it's like the tests, the exams that you can take for Microsoft that you can get certified in. Yes. So you can see the assessments. Okay, and in training is now the main area where you will get to access the paths, the modules. So the difference between paths and modules is for modules they're short. Most of them are short. You can get like 20 minutes per 20 minutes modules, or 15 minutes, or even some are 7 minutes. And some are instructor led, and others are mostly like in blog form. Yeah, so for the paths, what they do is they collect all the modules. Let's say if it's Azure, let's say it's Azure. So all the modules that speak on Azure, maybe in Azure it's very diverse. You can get modules speaking about security in Azure, some speaking about storage, some speaking about maybe management. So what paths do, they combine all the modules, and then you have one path speaking on Azure as a whole unit. So that's what we are going to deal with in our study group. So we are going to deal with a whole path speaking on the modules that we're going to go through. Yeah. So for the challenge, okay. Okay, as you complete the modules and paths, you can see they have the checks completed. So once you complete a path or a module, it's checked as completed. And for the ongoing ones that you are currently going through, they'll have a percentage there at the bottom. Like if you have completed 50% of the module, it will tell you there. And also, something to take note is Microsoft Learn is completely free. There's nothing that you need to pay for to learn these things. And Yeah, so if you want to know more about the Microsoft technologies, you can use Microsoft Learn. It will be very essential for you, especially in people learning about .NET. .NET is like a framework or a language that Microsoft uses. It's very like it's very essential, especially in the business, in the marketplace for tech. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all for Microsoft Learn. And for creating your account, you need a Microsoft account, just like for Azure. But now Microsoft Learn is free. So all you do is just use a Microsoft account to create your Microsoft Learn account.
All right, so that is Microsoft Learn. So we get that from the very beginning. The first thing you to do is to have the Microsoft account. So you're going to use the Microsoft account to sign up for the Azure subscription. You're also going to use the Microsoft account to sign up for Microsoft Learn, or sign into Microsoft Learn rather. So Microsoft Learn. So towards the end of our training sessions, we're going to be having a challenge which is ideally going to test your progress with the self-paced learning. So for those of us in the group, you can see the group description. At the description, I don't know whether you're following there, but I'll just try to get to Azure Fundamentals. Don't know whether I have it. Yes, so here is the link for our first part that we're going to be covering on Saturday. So as Lillian has said, the Azure Fundamentals is divided into 3 learning paths. The first one is the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals, describing cloud concepts. The other bit is architectural and core components. And the third bit is storage, identity, access, and security. So these 3 learning paths are the examinable paths for the Microsoft certification on Azure Fundamentals. So I'm just going to, yeah. So the sessions are going to be divided into 5. That will take us about 5 weeks, where as you can see here on our first session, we're going to cover cloud concepts, and we're going to cover architectural components, compute and networking, identity, access, and security. So I'll just go through something here. Yes, so this is the examination that I was telling you about. You can see that right here, it goes for 99 US dollars. That's close to 100 USD. Multiply that by, is it 150 to convert it to Kenyan shillings? But we are going to provide vouchers for those of you who will be interested in taking the fundamental certification exam. So ideally, with the study group, we are going to be covering what you need to know, and we are going to also have hands-on labs where you can get to create resources on Azure. We are also going to be teaching there's also a part that is theoretical, and we're going to be sharing also how you can study for the examinations, because essentially the 3 parts are divided into, like we are told that the first learning part, say, where is it? The describing cloud concepts take about 30% of the examination, and it's divided into such categories. So key takeaways from this session: get signed in on your Microsoft Learn so that you can start up with self-paced learning. Then every week we're going to be having a session where we can discuss the particular concepts that we have learned. And also towards the end, we're going to access a practice exam where we can discuss and see how questions are tested and how we could learn from each other. Also, another thing about Microsoft Learn is that when you finish each challenge, say for example, what I have on my screen, describing cloud concepts. So once I'm done with a module for a particular learning path, it gives me a badge. And if I could just go to my profile. So yes, right here I can see how I've been doing. Once you get to your profile on Microsoft Learn, you can see challenges that you have participated in. Let me see, I have several there. You also have achievements. So for each module, you get a badge, as you can see here. Once you complete a module on Microsoft Learn, you get a badge. You can share this badge across the professional social media platforms. You can share it on LinkedIn. You can share it on Twitter. And essentially, it helps you build your profile out there. So once you're done with the learning path, you get a trophy. So modules are building blocks for learning path, and learning paths are essentially building blocks for, is it courses? For courses. Also, the exams are categorized lower into learning paths where you get that, take for example, the Azure Fundamental Certification is divided into several learning paths. So this is Microsoft Learn for you. You can see badges, trophies right there. So yes, that is it about Microsoft Learn. Is there any question? I could take a few questions. Is there any question up to that point, guys? Or anyone who has anything to say? All right, I think I have spoken much about the study group. So probably by a show of hands, how many would like to get the certification examination voucher? I see Brian. I see Mureithi. So yes, after the training, we are going to be giving vouchers so that you can get the certifications. I know a few people who have the certifications, and essentially it's a good thing. It's a good startup for whether you're a student and you're getting started in tech. Of course, who wouldn't like a Microsoft certification? And whether you're a developer, you want to build up on certifications, Microsoft Learn is here for you. So yes, so I don't think I have anything more to say. But we will try to see how we can provide vouchers for the Azure portal for the subscriptions, and also see how we can get to organize the sessions with you guys. So once you get signed in on Azure, this is where you go to. So I'm currently signed in. Towards the top left corner right here, this is my account, shows you the subscription. I'm using an enterprise subscription. Yours could be different for those of you who have signed in. So you get services right here. You could go to subscriptions. Yeah, so here you get to see the active subscriptions that you have. So they tend to differ. Mine, you can see, is a Visual Studio Enterprise subscription. If you signed up on Azure for Students, I think yours goes to an education. I'm not so sure about that, but for the subscriptions, this is where you get to. Let me try to go back. It's taking quite some time. Yes, so for the resources, you get to see resources here. This is where they are. You can have static web apps. You can also categorize your resources into resource groups like I have here. So resource groups are going to help you manage various resources, but we're going to cover this in depth in our upcoming sessions. What have you here? So right here at this left pane, you can see you could create a resource. I click on create a resource, you can see various resources here. These are quite essential if you're looking forward to venturing into cloud computing, virtual machines, web applications, databases, function apps, logic apps, automation, IP addresses, Windows servers. So these are the various resources you could create. So I think for the Azure for Students account comes with over 25 resources for you. So there's quite a lot you can do on Azure and also get to learn how some of these components integrate into real world applications. So I don't think I have anything else to say. I think I'll pass it on to Lillian. Lillian, if you could hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so for the study group, we also are going to be having, apart from the weekly sessions to discuss what we've learned during the week, we are going to be having a meeting rather, in teams where we're going to combine all the study groups we have. We have like 26 study group leads. 26, yes, 26 study group leads. So we're going to be having all the leads, all their groups and all the facilitators in this program. So it's going to be a very exciting session. More details will be shared in the WhatsApp group. So yeah, I'm going to be dropping the form so that you can sign up for the study group and also join the WhatsApp group. So the WhatsApp group link is inside the form. You can just click at the top and you'll see the study group. Yeah, and also something to note is the challenge that we're going to be having. So keep on doing the weekly tasks we have. Like we have week 1, which is just basic looking through the cloud, the idea of cloud computing and all. So yeah, you can describe cloud concepts in week 1. We're going to be going through that. So be active, and yeah, we're going, and in the sessions we're going to discuss the things we've learned, and any question that you might have, we'll be answering them and we'll be discussing. Yeah, that's all. So if anyone has a question, you can raise your hand.
All right, and probably before I forget, so just a summary of what we're saying is that the study group sessions are going to be once every week, and we are going to be updating the group description and also sharing the same content via WhatsApp on what you're supposed to cover before we meet. Yes, just a moment. I see. Yes, Collins. Oh, did you have a question? You can unmute and just go ahead. All right, I'll just continue. So as I was saying, we're going to be updating the group description with the content that you're supposed to cover for the week, and also share the same via chat on WhatsApp. So essentially, once you go through the content as an individual, we are going to be covering that at the end of the week, discuss, see what was challenging or which concepts you didn't understand. And also, just to note, towards around 10th to 14th of November, the Cloud Skills Challenge is going to be active. So Cloud Skills Challenge is essentially a collection of specific learning paths where by completing the challenge, you've essentially gone through the requirements for the particular examination. So for this particular Cloud Skills Challenge, okay, just to note, before you get for you to get the certification voucher, you must complete the Cloud Skills Challenge. And for you to complete the Cloud Skills Challenge, you must go through the learning paths that we are sharing. So individually go through the learning paths. If you get stuck, feel free to reach out on the WhatsApp group. We are here to help you. I see a question right here. Where to access the challenges and test. So I'm hoping, Collins, you've signed up. Just sign up for or on the link that was shared. Let me try to reshare it. So on the form we have provided a WhatsApp group link to study group WhatsApp. And there you're going to be getting some of this content. We'll also try to reach out to you guys since you've provided your email addresses. We'll reach out with the resources for the week. So once you get to the WhatsApp group, we are sharing. This is content that is going to be on Microsoft Learn. So once the link is shared, just click on it and it opens on Microsoft Learn. So once you get to Microsoft Learn, for it to save your progress, you need to sign in. So make sure you're signed in with your Microsoft account so that it's going to save your progress. And for the learning paths, once you do a particular learning path and you're signed in, it automatically saves. So essentially, if you go through all the learning paths by the time the Cloud Skills Challenge is out, you're going to find that you're 100% done with the Cloud Skills. So it saves your progress, and also it's going to automatically connect with the Cloud Skills Challenge. So is there any other question? I see we have about a few minutes left. Anything that was not made clear, guys, feel free to type on the chat or raise your hand. So yes, so it's been a nice session. And if you know a friend who would want the Microsoft Azure Fundamental certification, just share with them this link for the form. Let them sign up and we are going to reach out. Otherwise, it's been a nice session. Nice to see you guys here. Spread the word. Feel free to tag us at Twitter. You can get our handle. It's at MLSA DKUT, hashtag Azure Fundamentals. Yeah, feel free to tell a friend to tell a friend. Talk about it on LinkedIn, talk about it on Twitter. You never know who's watching. So guys, if there's nothing else, I think we are free to leave. Nice to see you guys. We will follow up on the WhatsApp group and via email. And in case you have any challenges, feel free to reach out. We are also trying to get Azure subscription passes. We are trying to get that, and if it goes through, we are going to be sharing that. So I think I'll give it back to Lillian.
Okay, another thing to note is there will be an intro to machine learning session tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. So if you're interested, we're going to share the link, I think, in the WhatsApp group too. 7:30 to 9 p.m. Yeah, that's it. You can leave at your own free will, and you can also drop comments or anything you have. Thank you for joining.